Why motivation is not the problem. Most people believe their biggest obstacle is a lack of motivation. They tell themselves they would change if only they felt more driven, more inspired, more disciplined, more energized. So they search for motivation the way one might search for a missing key. They watch videos. They read books. They wait for a surge of enthusiasm to arrive and carry them forward. But motivation is not something you find. It is something that emerges naturally when your inner alignment is right. The truth most people avoid is this. When you feel unmotivated, it is rarely because you are lazy. It is because something inside you is quietly resisting the direction you are pushing yourself toward. Motivation does not disappear randomly. It withdraws when there is a mismatch between what you are asking of yourself and what your deeper self actually wants or can sustain. Imagine trying to row a boat upstream with a single oar. You can do it for a while, but it will feel exhausting, uneven, pointless. Eventually, your arms will ache, your patience will thin. Your mind will start telling you stories about your own weakness, not because you are weak, but because you are fighting a current instead of learning how to read it. Motivation is a signal, not a fuel. It tells you something about alignment. When your actions make sense to your nervous system, your motivation rises effortlessly. When your actions feel like a performance for someone else's expectations, your motivation drains away. This is why forcing yourself rarely creates lasting change. Force can start things, but it cannot sustain them. It creates compliance, not commitment. And compliance always runs out of energy. If motivation were truly the main problem, then external hype would solve it. But it does not. You can feel deeply inspired one day and completely empty the next. Not because something broke inside you, but because inspiration without alignment is unstable. What actually keeps people moving is not motivation. It is meaning. Meaning gives your effort a reason to exist, and meaning does not come from productivity metrics or external rewards. It comes from the quiet sense that what you are doing belongs to you. When an action reflects your values, your pace, your capacity, and your sense of self, it does not require much motivation. You simply do it, not because you are disciplined, but because it feels coherent. This is why some habits feel easy and others feel impossible. It is not about difficulty. It is about internal agreement. You do not need motivation to brush your teeth. You do not need motivation to check your phone. You do not need motivation to eat when you are hungry. These actions are supported by internal alignment. They make sense to your system. The habits you struggle with usually do not. They are often built on borrowed goals. Goals that sound good, look good, impress others, or promise a future version of you that does not feel emotionally real yet. So your system resists, not out of sabotage, but out of self-protection. When people say they have a motivation problem, what they usually have is a clarity problem. They have not fully answered the question, why does this matter to me, in my actual life, in my actual body, right now? Until that question is answered honestly, motivation will remain unreliable. Not because you are broken, but because your system refuses to invest energy in something that feels artificial. This is not a flaw. It is intelligence. Your mind and body are not designed to follow commands blindly. They are designed to protect coherence. They want your life to make sense from the inside. So when you feel unmotivated, the most useful question is not, how do I force myself to care? It is, what part of me does not believe in this direction? This question changes everything, because it shifts the conversation from control to understanding. Instead of attacking your resistance, you start listening to it. And resistance always has a message. It might be telling you, this goal is too big, this pace is too fast, this reason is not yours, this pressure is not sustainable, this direction is not aligned with your current season of life. None of these messages mean you should give up. They mean you should recalibrate. Real motivation grows out of set. When you keep setting goals you cannot sustain, your system learns not to believe you. It stops offering energy. It stops offering enthusiasm. It stops offering cooperation, not to punish you, but to conserve itself. Rebuilding motivation is not about hyping yourself up. It is about making smaller, more honest agreements with yourself. Agreements you can actually keep, because every cat promise, no matter how small, restores a little trust. And trust is what creates energy. This is why gentle consistency works better than dramatic intensity. Your system does not need to be impressed. It needs to feel safe. When your goals feel realistic, when your pace feels humane, when your reasons feel personal, when your efforts feel acknowledged, motivation returns naturally. Not as a burst, but as a steady, quiet willingness. This chapter is not asking you to lower your standards. It is asking you to deepen your honesty, to stop blaming yourself for not wanting a life that does not fit you, to stop calling resistance a weakness when it may be your wisest signal. Motivation is not something you are missing. It is something you are misinterpreting. When you learn to listen to what your lack of motivation is actually telling you, it becomes a guide instead of a problem. And that is when change stops feeling like a fight and starts feeling like a conversation. If this chapter helped you see your motivation differently, take a moment to support this journey. Like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to YouTube. Come at StoryLifeCreator so you can continue walking these pathways with us. Your presence here matters more than you know.